One of the tremendous fringe benefits about being on the I Drink Living Water team is we get to travel all over the world to amazing places. And one of the reasons that we picked this place today is because it is really a tremendous picture of how much the world of water has changed over the course of the last 100 years. At the turn of the last century, I'm standing right now in a place that would have had enough water strength pushing through this little valley cut out of sandstone to be able to drive a flour mill. And now I'm standing on dry ground with a small creek that's maybe 35 or 40 feet away from me that's really just a nice, small, peaceful, serene stream. Now, these issues with regard to the diminishing of groundwater supplies are happening not just in North America, but all over the world as people are dealing with the issues of desertification. One of the forces that's working in parallel with limiting the amount of natural water supply that we have is, of course, chemical contamination. We're facing a revolution right now of chemical contamination discovery, and every single day that goes by on social media, in news outlets, and universities, think tanks all over the world, the information about nanoplastics, microplastics, and forever chemicals keeps coming like waves on the beach. What we're seeing is a new understanding of plastics and their effect on the face of the earth and on human health. And one of the things that I think we have to bear in mind is right now, with these two forces working in combination with one another, we're going from a situation where about 2.4 billion people on this planet do not have access to sustainable, life-giving water, with that number growing over the next few years to an anticipated 4.8 billion people that are all fighting to try and find sustainable water reserves. As one of the former heads of the United Nations said, the wars of the 21st century will be fought over water. That's why we've created this documentary series called Thirst. As we look at what's happening across the globe in areas where you would expect that there would be water decrease, and the issues associated with that generationally, and some of the decisions that those people have made to try and combat the issues associated with water, coming into contrast with urban environments, with inner cities, where the breakdown of the actual infrastructure created to deliver water into people's hands safely through taps is under the pressure of age. In some urban environments, we've got water distribution infrastructure that's now reaching 100 years in age. And with that breakdown, the ability to be able to deliver water in a clean and sustainable way in urban environments has decreased decade upon decade. One thing we have to bear in mind when we're thinking about the issues associated with thirst, that if we took all of the available water on the planet and we represented it in a 25-gallon drum, that about 1 tablespoon of that water would be available for the needs of those who need a drink. And so as the world is facing an unprecedented crisis, what some people in the economic community are suggesting is the single largest economic environmental crisis in the history of modern man, most of the world remains silent. And that's why we wanted to give you as much information as we can to be able to deal with the realities of a thirsty world. So join us on this amazing journey across the face of the globe, where we explore the issues of thirst.